And the first race of the season comes to a close. The Bahrain Grand Prix gave us a glimpse of things to come. Verstappen and Red Bull won in convincing fashion as everyone expected. But it was the car below them that grabbed everyone's attention. Lewis Hamilton's in particular. The 7-time world champion was overtaken on lap 39 by none other than his former rival Fernando Alonso, who finished third in his Aston Martin. And now, Lewis is asking the same question everybody else is asking. Is Aston Martin actually better than Mercedes this season? Let's see what the drivers think. At the F1 Bahrain Grand Prix season opener, Fernando Alonso impressively passed Hamilton to secure a podium finish, while Hamilton ended up in 5th place. George Russell finished in 7th position, and Max Verstappen of Red Bull emerged as the winner. The contrast in the winter development of Aston Martin is particularly noticeable since they have a technical partnership with Mercedes, which has not been performing as well as expected. As such, Hamilton has been asking a lot of questions, to which Ted Kravitz of Sky Sports commented. They were 3rd and 4th in Q2, but ended up behind Alonso with the same power unit, Kravitz said after qualifying. This is the key. This is the key, Lewis said after practice. This is the most we can achieve with our concept, and we can't have a plan B under the cost cap because we can't afford it. When you look at Mercedes' power unit running a different concept of car at Aston Martin, and Aston Martin are ahead, I can see, you can probably see, why Lewis is asking questions. Toto Wolff very firmly said that Lewis is singing from the same hymn sheet and is just being hypercritical, as he always is. Following Hamilton's revelation of the limitations of their new W14 car, Mercedes team principal Wolff acknowledged that they would alter its design concept, as stated during the qualifying round. However, Kravitz suggests that the atmosphere at Mercedes does not necessarily have to be excessively negative. George is 0.04 of a second ahead of Lewis, he said. They will be evenly matched all season. It will be really interesting to watch. Mercedes reckon they are 0.4 behind Red Bull. That's not so bad, considering the glum nature of testing. After 17 years since winning his 2nd world championship, Fernando Alonso was enjoying himself behind the wheel of the Aston Martin, which has unexpectedly emerged as a strong contender this season. Alonso's impressive driving skills during the race enlivened an otherwise unremarkable season opener, as he engaged in thrilling wheel-to-wheel combat, overtaking both Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz. Alonso said, "It's a perfect start for this project. We didn't expect to be this competitive. The aim this year was to get in the mix with the midfield, maybe leading that midfield, and get close to the top 3 teams. Even a podium was not on the radar, but today we found ourselves with the 2nd best car in Bahrain, just behind Red Bull. It is unreal and unthinkable 8 months ago. We are extremely proud, and if we are strong in the next 2 races, we will have a very good 2023. George Russell, Hamilton's teammate, had expressed his confidence in Mercedes' ability to challenge Ferrari in the Bahrain Grand Prix. He believed that the team's race pace was much better than their qualifying performance from the previous season. Despite this, Mercedes still faced difficulties in competing with the Scuderia during the race. Hamilton finished in 5th place, trailing Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari by nearly 3 seconds. Carlos Sainz believes that the speed displayed by Aston Martin in the 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix is a cause for significant concern. Sainz, who started in 4th place, was poised to secure 3rd place until his Scuderia teammate Charles Leclerc had to withdraw from the race on lap 39 of 57, owing to a suspected engine malfunction. However, in the final moments of the race, he was overtaken and lost his podium position to fellow Spaniard Fernando Alonso, who is making his debut for Aston Martin and is a 2-time world champion. Sainz attributed Ferrari's inability to compete with Red Bull, who took a 1-2 finish with defending champion Max Verstappen leading Sergio Perez, to the fundamental problem of poor tire degradation in his SF23. However, he was equally troubled by the impressive speed of the AMR23, which he described as very concerning. Additionally, despite Lance Stroll's injury, the Silverstone squad still managed to secure 6th place, which further added to their points tally. I wish that as soon as we go to other tracks where we cook less the rear tires, we can hold on better. It's clear their car has something, both Red Bull and Aston, where they degrade a lot less. If you look at Mercedes and us, we have very similar degradation. These other two cars, for some reason, they don't degrade. It's something we will have to look into, analyze, and see what we can do. In the final part of the race, Sainz's performance weakened, and he lost his position to Fernando Alonso of Aston Martin shortly after a virtual safety car was initiated, due to Charles Leclerc's retirement in the other Ferrari. Hamilton acknowledged that he could not keep up with Sainz, admitting that Mercedes is unequivocally the 4th fastest team behind Red Bull, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. The Ferraris were just quicker than us today. We were the 4th fastest team, Hamilton told the media. It was close for a second with Sainz, and then just couldn't hold on to him. He just kept pulling away, so did the best I could. Hamilton observed that Leclerc was in 3rd position before a power unit malfunction caused his withdrawal from the race. He admitted that Mercedes was far behind the level required to contend for a top 3 finish. No, we're miles off. There was a Ferrari that would have been ahead of him, Alonso, so we would have really been 6th. A podium was nowhere near. Hamilton expressed concern that he did not observe any change in the trend of Mercedes being stronger in the race than in qualifying, stating that in this regard, the W14 felt similar to its predecessor, the W13. However, he noted that the W14 is severely lacking in downforce, and as the team searches for solutions to improve their situation, he will attempt to be a positive light that motivates Mercedes to move forward. It's generally felt the same as last year. When we did the strategy in the morning, I told the guys it wasn't going to go as far as they said it was going to go, and it didn't. So we've just got a lot of work to do. We've just got to add downforce to the car. We're just lacking a lot of downforce, so that's really where the time will come, as soon as we put more load on the rear and the front, and we'll pick up that pace. We know we're not where we need to be, and we know this isn't the right car. It's a difficult one. But I've just got to try and stay positive, keep my head up, and keep pushing the guys. Keep trying to be a positive light for them and get the best points I can. It was quite the moment for Red Bull and Aston Martin, wasn't it? And as for Mercedes and Ferrari, they have a couple of issues to address before they can give Max Verstappen and crew a run for their money. So, what did you think of the first race of the season? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.